Actually, it's probably one of my favorite types of male characters is a traumatized detective. Though now he's a priest, yawn. Hello, welcome to Sound and Fairy Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of We Are for the Dark by Gretchen McNeil. This is a horror romance from Daw. It's coming out September 1st, 2026. I received an ARC from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. As someone who enjoys a romance blended with horror, We Are for the Dark really worked for me, to a point. What's it about? What starts as a missing person investigation morphs into something much darker when an FBI agent turned Catholic priest and a junior constable arrive on remote Newfoundland Island. An isolated town, a missing priest, and ancient hungry darkness. When Father Shane Ryan is summoned to a meeting with His Eminence Cardinal Jacobs, he's confused. A recently ordained priest at a small Maryland parish, Father Ryan has no idea why His Eminence would want to meet him. When he arrives, the Cardinal opens by laying out Father Ryan's past as an FBI analyst. It seems a priest has gone missing and the case is unusual. Weeks ago, Constable Miriam Rideout from the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary fielded a frantic call from a priest on a remote Newfoundland island. He begged her for help, and then the line went dead, and no one has since been reported missing. When permission to form a wellness check is denied by her superiors, Miriam takes some vacation time and books a ticket on the ferry. Thrown together with friendly but cagey locals, Miriam and Father Ryan soon learn that something about the island isn't right. There's a fishing port without boats, a town with no stores and no cars, and strange, bulbous purple wildflowers are growing everywhere. The two don't trust each other, but they begin to learn that an alliance, however uneasy, is necessary, because something evil lurks beneath the island, and neither it nor the uncanny islanders have any interest of letting these newcomers leave. It's a long one. All right, so I'm going to make the case that this book should be classified as a horror romance. The love story follows all the romance conventions, has a considerable amount of yearning and lusting, and I mean considerable. Features two major tropes, forbidden romance and workplace, and it's a major part of the plot. The end would make no sense without the romance, which I would argue makes this a horror romance with a capital R, and a capital H too, I guess. I want to say this because there is a big contingent of horror readers I know who don't want romance in their horror, and this book is heavy on the attraction, and it's also quite spicy. Was this a problem for me? No! You watch my channel, you know. I love that part of it. In fact, I thought the romance was the best part of the novel. But I am A slut for romance subplots, and B, a slut for forbidden romance, and C, a slut yet again for a forbidden romance which features a priest. One thing about this part of the book, they gave in way too easily. You see the romance coming from a nautical mile away. The fact that they get together is not a spoiler because it's set up so obviously. In fact, though I really enjoyed reading this book, everything about it was incredibly obvious. All the plot twists, even the end, I called well before they happened. Honestly, I think I had the entire thing figured out in the first 15 to 20%. Nothing is subtle enough in this story. If you've read or watched any sort of cult, whether supernatural or not, book or movie, you should also be able to guess most of what happens in this book. There is, nothing new in this book. Yet, that doesn't make it any less enjoyable. This is a great book to read on vacation. I read it on vacation. It was fun. There's a great location, an island off the coast of Newfoundland, and a creepy town filled with old people. When I was in Newfoundland, we drove to the northern tip and took a boat to Harpoon Island. So I kept thinking about that while I was reading this, especially when Miriam and Ryan are wandering around on the bluffs. I was like, oh, this probably looks like this. Yeah. Vacation photos. The pair of them are very likable. I love a traumatized detective. Actually, it's probably one of my favorite types of male characters is a traumatized detective. Though now he's a priest, yawn. He did seem a bit young to have gotten a BA, did FBI training, became an FBI agent on a whole high-profile case, then quit, then attended, I'm assuming, seminary school, and has been a priest for a few years. I don't know if you could fit all that in being in your early 30s. Yet he's snarky, but not a dick, quick-witted, and I liked him. Miriam was likable too. She was a bit damsel at times. Ryan is always carrying her around and rescuing her, it felt like, though that might have been part of the romance angle. But she was tough. They have a good banter that helped propel things along too. The prose is easy to follow and the story moves at a fast clip, but it's not scary. It's more of a mystery than anything, which I didn't mind. I love a good detective story. So yeah, I love all the kind of bones of this book. I just didn't really enjoy the meat of it. Overall, I enjoyed it far more than We Fear Not Men in the Woods, which I reviewed last year, but I'm not sure I'd pick up another McNeil. I'm not sure it's a romance. I might pick that up. Anyway, thank you so much to NetGalley for the e-arc. I really appreciate it.